Hello, everybody. First of all, I'd just like to apologize for my appearance, and I'm a bit emotional right now. The singer of a band I was about to sign just died last night, got run over by a drunk driver, and that actually kind of inspires me with this business because I decided I want to make either a tribute album for him or donate some profits for the next record to like Mothers Against Drunk Driving or something. So, and I do want to inquire about how I could run a profit company, but also do a non-profit release. That's something I know I would like to do. But basically, it's a vinyl-only record label that I started. We're trying to bring back vinyl, and we're also going to. Actually, it's already making a comeback. Sales rose 37% last year, and I'm doing it just for the heavy metal subgenre. Heavy metal has a very loyal fan base, and the sales, their fans are very loyal and will purchase a large quantity of records, and that's kind of what we're capitalizing on. I already started this. We have one release out. It's by this band from New Jersey called Finance, and we have 2 more releases coming out next year. We plan to move to digital distribution as well, and also start a subscription service, and all of our records come in like limited quantities and limited colors. And I'd just like some advice there. I don't feel like talking.
My first comments to you are, it's kind of hard for me to get my head around this, but I don't really matter. I'm not the user, okay? But I think of vinyl records as that Dino Lipati record in my closet that was my dad's when I was like 8 years old. That I kept it as a keepsake, so to speak. And I have nothing to play it on. I'll come to you. We'll meet. I'll come to you. Great musician. Great classic piano.
A lot of stores are starting to sell record players again, like Best Buy, Walmart, Radio Shack, can get it anywhere. Plus, they come with digital capabilities, so you can actually rip the record onto digital file. And
Is it Bob or Robert?
Bob.
Bob, I just need to get out more.
Okay, I got it.
So I'm with you. So and then relating, Dino Lipati from the '50s to heavy metal on vinyl, it's just well beyond me. But you represent the target market, so I believe you. And the other thing is, I feel very, very strongly about this too. You snuck it in at the end. It's the type of thing that you should put it up right up front. That this is just not a business plan. You're doing it. You prototyped it.
Right.
You've actually convinced people to put $4,000 into your company.
Well, it was myself and my partner.
You and yourself, you convinced yourselves then. But I tell you, whether it's $4,000, the first shot of raising money to put into a business, so that's really cool. To get back to the final question, how you scale it up, there's 2 aspects. One is getting the artists, and you seem passionate, you seem committed. I think that giving a percentage of your profits to MAD is a great idea. It can be the name of this artist fund. It's a good idea. You should do that. But it's signing up artists, the intake, so to speak, to build your portfolio, and then it's all about distribution. Now, I didn't go into carefully about your distribution here. It's not really that much in here. But if I was to invest money, if somebody was to help you with investment capital to scale, it would be all about distribution. Because I believe you that you could sign up the artist just having listened to you for 5 minutes.
Yeah, we do have distribution networks available.
Tell me about that.
Well.
Tell me about that.
My partner and I both work for Relapse Records, which is one of the leading independent metal labels, and they run an international distribution center from their office, which we use as our warehouse right now. And also, we also have a list of every single store that carries vinyl in the country.
How many? How big is this now?
The amount of stores that are, it's growing, definitely. There's, even like within Philadelphia where we're based, there's probably about 7 record stores where we actually have our record in right now, like physical stores. So it's more of a city thing, it's more of a hip thing, it's becoming a trend, but the distribution networks are growing, and we do have that at our resources, or the resources at our fingertips. Basically, once I graduate, I'm going to be able to spend a lot more time.
Well, before you graduate, you need to hook up with somebody to put together a financial plan, just a couple pages in the back, that says how much money do you need to sign up all these artists, which is probably not a lot, and then how much money do you need for marketing and promotion, since you have distribution, to build up awareness and shelf presence for your portfolio. and you put those together, and then you have the makings of a good business idea. It's a good idea, but a good
We do
business
have
plan.
finances, maybe they're not all there.
No,
Or something.
there was 10 pages of it, and I just couldn't get to sending all 10 pages.
Oh, okay, well, we'll have
It
to.
was like
Yeah.
40 pages.
Well,
Oh, actually, it was
then-
40 pages.
Well, let me tell you, I stand corrected. Thank you for doing those, but I tell you what, no business person reads 40 pages of financials.
Neither do
And
professionals.
usually people with money, money, oh, let me see,
There
can't
you
read
go.
anything
All
that's
of
too
that.
small. No, there you go. So I stand corrected, I'm taking up the floor too much. I love your idea, I'll be interested what my colleagues think.
Peter, do you still keep your vinyls?
I do, as a matter of fact. I haven't played them for a while, and maybe I should go to the store and get myself one of those digital analog. Absolutely, they're out there, and you're right on this. I love the name of the business, Brutal Panda. It's just the perfect heavy metal name. I mean, I have a point of information I wanted to ask you about. There's two directions that I see from the business plan that the business is going. One is licensing music from perhaps heavy metal labels or specialized labels, and you manufacture the product and make it into a vinyl record, and you use your knowledge to distribute it through your work at Relapse Records. I understand that. The other aspect is, which is much harder, is to hire the artists.
Right.
And where are you now? And I think maybe you should start simple first, and then think about signing just. And I have a question about you working on Relapse label, a label that is specialized on metal music, and you're doing all this from the inside and gathering and learning, and how easy is it going to be for you to continue working in that warehouse when your name starts turning up?
Well, actually, there's another big label that's run out of the Relapse office as well,
Okay.
called Level Plane Records. The owner, he is like a higher up in the management at Relapse, but he runs an entire label out of the office. Almost like 3 other people have labels there as well. It's a great community.
Okay, it's a
especially
community,
with
yeah.
The other labels we work with, even though they're competitors, they're all willing to help each other, do like co-op ads or trade with each other, trade records, carry the records on their site and everything. So it's not hostile at all.
Okay,
They
gotcha.
encourage it, and they're actually service advisors as well. What was the original?
Signing artists versus manufacturing vinyl using license, getting the music from other labels.
Well, I agree with you that we do want to start small, which is what we did. We have 2 more licensed albums coming out next year. Actually, one is going to be our first one that's not licensed. It's exclusive just to our record label. But the band paid for the recording themselves because we're not getting into publishing yet. We'd say probably within 3 years. That's a goal. As I can learn more at the job along with my partner and become more accustomed to running a label based on licensing, then we're going to want to start to sign our own artists. And I have a band that I'm going to use as the guinea pig for that. That way, if we screw it up, it's my band and it's not someone else's.
Okay. I'd just like to make a small point, and this applies to a lot of the business plans I've done, and know that what I'm going to say takes some skill, okay? But it's how you communicate data to a user. Now, when you have investors that are looking at numbers and you want your idea to succeed, you have to break down the problem for them. You look at this is the way you did it, to establish what the size of your market might potentially be, which is something investors like to know. They don't know much about the music industry. They don't know how many dollars are sold every year in rock. And you start from the percentage of rock from the total, 36%. And then you say vinyl had a market share of almost 3% that still translated into a significant $72 million in 2007. I did the numbers, and I don't know how you got that 72 million. So try and break down the problem, explain it clearly, even letting your assumptions be known to the guy that's reading that makes you accountable. It makes you look better. I mean,
Right.
So be careful how you break down and how you establish the size of the market. Pay attention to that. Get help if you need it. It's sometimes in the language you use to translate the bigger figure into the smaller one that you're going to communicate. Make it explicit. I didn't find it explicit here. So I've seen this in a number of other presentations. You've got to be careful.
Okay.